It's true to nothing but the truth. Yeah. Oh. Run, run, revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. Some of them want socialism, some of them want capitalism, some of them want communism. They all want all kind of ism. Run, 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 revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. The press must free, so we all can see your wrongdoings and your brutality. Run, 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 revolution will come. Justice, human rights stand for all. If we fight Babylon, kingdom will fall. Run, 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 revolution will come. Run, 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 revolution will come. It's a call, yeah. It's a come, 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 it's a come. It's coming on the way, it's coming, coming every day, it's getting nearer and nearer.
And every time it come, greetings. And every time it come, it seems like we run far, far, far. Because some of us were frightened like puss. I tell you. And our ancestors wanted freedom, emancipation, liberation, repatriation. Place called Africa, the land of our forefathers and mothers. I tell you.
Man, I feel too. Time is nearer than we must be nearer than
Original things sometimes, man. You understand me? We're not gone away, no. We're still there. Yes, come again, Africa.
my brothers and my sisters. Now this is a message of love. Oh, yeah. And if only everyone.
Hey, you see all right now in this country, England, and all across the European world, our countries, they're gonna help England, Britain in the remembrance and celebration of their queen. But look upon us now. We have queens and we have kings of ancient. We have a history that we just start learn. But we don't have no mention because we don't have no institutions. And then because just like the lockdown, they let people run out for a couple of days and then them tell you so you can't go out again. Our people is going to have song and dance about the parks and the streets. You see? And there somebody turn around and say something about Africa and remembering Nani and Kojo and Carmen Nkrumah and yeah, and Akhenaten. May I tell you, and Moses, Musa. It's a problem. It's a problem. Because we have so much fireman them that talk and talk and talk and not build. You see? So, and then we don't have an institution, so our children them can't come and represent nothing from an educational perspective. Yeah, not European education, a world education perspective, because we have some of our people them that want to condemn education, but at the same time they want to be historians and, you know, yeah, and all of that. And talk about 10,000 years BCE and so forth. And there's nothing there for them to read, so no one knows why they're saying that and where they get whatever they're saying from. But nevertheless, different argument, different stroke for different type of folks. So we are say African love, and we now go away from that, and we are going. Cause the Queen now apologize to the African Caribbeans and the Africans in the diaspora. Her government hasn't either. And neither have they give us reparation or anything of that nature. Neither have they built up and removed the poverty from the islands that they are in control of, and so forth. So when you go celebrate them and you disrespect your mother and you disrespect your sister and you disrespect the women of our culture, we are deal with. And we are taught generalizing in black people, because I tell you, from tomorrow until Sunday, hey, them going rave. You know? Yeah, me I tell you.
My brothers and my sisters.
Teach.
Now this is a message of love. Oh, yeah.
Listen.
And if only everyone learn to live in love and unity, then things would be better.
Which way?
Not only things would be better, but the world would be better.
Teach.
All right. Walking down the streets in Africa, looking at the sky in Africa, searching for a place which is Africa. And there's no need for wars in Africa.
see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what happened. Slavery. You understand? Got to abolish. Things in times, man. We'll go right back to when we start. I'm always celebrating my mother, you know. When I celebrate the queen, my queen is my mother. Yeah, my grandmother too. Yeah, my grandma's them. You, gosh, man. African women. Them nourish me, you know. Yeah. Listen, teach.
History repeats itself every few hundred years. We don't want to end up in slavery again. Nation against nation, black brother against black brother. When will this all come to an end? So fight the war and let the winner bring peace. Bring those down pressers to their knees. Fight the war and let the winner bring peace. Bring those down pressers to their knees. Check out yourself. Are you really free? The world is moving back into slavery. Everybody wants strangers. No one is willing to die. Others watch heroes fall, and women must cry. Don't sit there in the background saying we shall overcome, while your brothers and sisters, ammunitions and guns, fight the war and let the winner bring peace. Bring those down pressers to their knees.
And that our ancestors used to do, you know, all across the islands. I mean, I tell you.
Nice to dread and terror upon them. Hey. Good God of grace, Lord will I have His mercy. Hey. I miss an old slave driver. Time is catching up on you. Old slave driver. I know your sins them are on. So carry we go home. I bring the brown east. Well, come on a Rastaman. A Rasta no live on no capital land. Oh yeah, mean. Carry we go home. Oh yeah, mean. I said we settle and cease. Well, come on a Rastaman. A Rasta no live on no capital land. I will. Lord America a capital and the whole of Jamaica a capital and a long time them want trick the Rasta man. Like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One Ras then a side kill enough Indian. Turn paradise in a plantation and bring cross one ship load of African. Now here comes the thief in Queen from Indiana. Now see Cromwell and Henry Maga. Century on top a century full of separation. And after 400 years me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you please take me to the motherland. I beg you carry me go home. I bring me brown east. Come on a Rastaman. A Rasta no live on no capital. Coulda never carry me go home. Carry me go home. As if we settle and see. Come on a Rastaman. Rasta no live on no capture land. Watch them pan the top of the hill and looking at them plate how we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell the tourists step it up on the grill. So come make we start a new chapter. We not escape on the land where them capture. And me say Africa fi all to Rasta. I so go tell the and screw plus factors. The carry we go home. I bring we run a east well. Come on a Rasta man. A Rasta no live on no capture land. Go tell them that. The carry we go home. I say fi settle and seize well. Yeah, man a Rasta man. Come in a live on no capture. Live on no capture. Every garden a capital and me tell you Charlotte say that a capital and Los Angeles that a capital and New York City that a capital and some of the place where you want to live sweet. A thief in the land there's no title feet. Some of these places where you want to live nice. A thief them thief it in the name of Christ. Spanish town that a capital and the whole of Kingston that a capital and remember Portland that a capital and all gonna Trinidad that a capital and Barbados that a capital and tell them Bermuda that a capital and I tell Colombia say that a capital and around Cuba say that a capital
Is in a young man come up and hear from him father and grandfather and Rastafari. He so him get some truth.
When we are hungry and have no food to eat, when we are thirsty and there's no water to drink, we won't give up on praising Jah. We never stop praising Jah, 'cause Jah will provide for I. Jah will provide for I. When we are uneasy and nowhere to meditate, when we are tired and no place to rest our head, we keep on praising Rastafari. We never deny Selassie, 'cause Jah will provide for I. Jah will provide for
Yeah, man called Crucial, Mr. Crucial, Human Del, things and right and things and right and time will tell, surely said by the man called Human Del. So God will always provide, don't matter what. Could be the baddest man, wickedest man, the liar man, God still provide. You understand? I tell you, you have to look at things properly. You see, God no pick and choose, It's we that pick and choose. You see? And we just pick wrong and choose wrong. Because God is a forgiving, most merciful. Understand? There's not one thing in this life that we have or we think we have that God never give we. You understand? And the most precious thing that God give we, is life itself. I tell you. You see, when it start fading, you see how much trouble we're there in. And most people just remember God when things are fading. You understand? Yeah, and until such time, they're going like say them road. Stop it. Jackie, yo, Brenda. Jah fire's burning, burning, burning. Mr. Jackie Crucial Mito. Yeah. So we are born that long time, you know. Not the rhythm, you know, the fire. Jackie, sweet. Yo, Brenda, Brenda. Great sounds. You understand me? Yeah, man, great sounds. If the Queen invite us to Buckingham Palace, you don't think so we take Jackie Mito up there? Ah! Yes, watch it.
Things and time will tell you, yeah. Peace and joy will meet. They bound to meet. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Peace and joy will meet. Whoa, yeah, now. Time and history record is judgment. It's only judge that can solve this problem. Time and history record is judgment. It's only judge that can solve this problem. Ooh, yeah. Things and time will tell you, yeah. Peace and joy will meet. They bound to meet. Things and time will tell. That's a fire burning. Peace and joy will meet. No one doesn't care anymore. No one doesn't care anymore. Still there is battles to be won. No one doesn't care anymore. Still there is battles to be won. Yeah. One time. Render not your garment, but your heart. Render not your garment, but your heart. For unseen eyes are watching over you, and whatever you do, He will do. Whoa, whoa, yeah, now. Things and time will tell you, yeah.
Yes, and we lost a genius. You know what I mean? We lost several geniuses throughout the year. You know what I mean? And everything. So the Black Heart, Mr. Lee Perry, we have to just pay some respect to you. Said we said speed every time.
Calling the meek and the humble. Welcome to Blackboard Jungle. So don't you fumble, just be humble.
Yo, you see for we music, right now all the European people, them all across, I make money, you know, out of reggae music. And reggae music was the one thing that they never touched until Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff and Bob Andy and Marcia. You understand? 1, 2, 1, 2. You see? And now they're cashing in. You see? So them people have some patience and them observe. You see? They listen to their radio station and their advertisements and everything. Adverts, reggae music. And our artists, them, now receive copyright, you know. Most of them artists, them whole and who no whole pass and who they contract. You understand? And the people them who inherit what is theirs, them don't even know, they don't know them. Can't find them. I tell you. A sad situation. The stone that the builder refused. Oh gosh. And that's the Kaaba. But this stone here of African progression in the West, gee whiz, and we are still consuming.
I come to the awards, so they say. Yeah, you know.
Come along, yeah, and dig my song. Too much wagonist, too much antagonist.
Wolf and leopard. For the wolf is the wolf, the dragon is the serpent, oh yeah. Stand firm until you. Now,
Too much informers, too much still bearers. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Time to separate the sheep from the wolf. We're at the crossroads, and this is the time of decision.
can't whip, wiggle and stay down for emergency. Well, this one is an urgency, oh yeah. John Nigel might die, might come when it's over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow while the days of our life. I will dwell in the tabernacle of Jah forever. When the wicked come up and night to eat my flesh, to stumble and fall. Zone which shall encamp against all your time and shall be comforted. 19 while you down. The waiting a summer gun. Don't go step on the dragon. Trying to happen this your wagon. And now, me gonna step on the dragon.
Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd.
Never, never. I'll be clever. The time will get to be around forever. We will dwell forever. We'll be done the summertime. Little sister, summertime. See, I'm man, gonna try on in a Babylon. Come and play these kind of sounds are from Saskatchewan. Nothing will done with on the side. Maybe know how it is. Coming from the east with my musical release. I don't want no war, I'm gonna deal with peace. No warrior, no carrier. I know, say no, no warrior, no carrier.
Yes. So, we want to say that we are people that have high moral standards from the continent, even here in the diaspora. But not promoted or advertised, but nourished to the level where our integrity is on display among us. So it would appear that we don't accept responsibility, we don't take responsibility. And we are alert when I work with the science of knowledge. Not the knowledge of science, the science of knowledge. Which evidently gives us power of self. And power of self allows us to do for self and encourage each other to be responsible. And that action of responsibility allows us to reach the pinnacle of our true intellectual self, our knowledge-based self. But all of us are intelligent. Each one is intelligent. Human beings, so God created us. And that creativity can only be seen through moral and ethical realization. Yes, that's what separates the heathen from what we will call the God-fearing. Yes. For everything that is created is for us. And it's for us to acknowledge that and learn about it. And that's where this word that we use called curiosity comes about. And that's where learning and education comes into play, because once you're researching, experimenting, you show yourself to be, ourselves to be inquisitive, we become very creative. God shows us how to live with each other and how to care for each other. And then he said we must have patience. Yes. So stepping back and looking forward, you see that everything in creation was created for us. It's now for us to excel Huh? And there's not one human being that's not inquisitive. Oh, yes. Not one human being on this earth, even those who passed before us, is not inquisitive. Yes. So the art of this is to be morally sober and to be patient. And spread ourselves among other human beings. Yes. It's a pleasant thing. But there's those who don't want that because them find it and them feel self for them science. So they don't seek to share. Them just take. Because they've understood a formula. So if Almighty God put us in Africa, it's that land exploring, and it's there that we should give thanks and praise for, wherever it is, and be grateful. From this part, we'll be developing all our needs. And through the evolution of time, different things will happen. Like a new generation is on its way. And they're our grandchildren. It's our children bringing forth our grandchildren. And we give thanks to God that many of us are here to see them grow. Would we be here when they're maturing? Question, we don't know. Because we don't control time. What morality has to do with this? Behaviors. Yes. And developing that love among ourselves. That real love thing, not that other thing, where we treasure each other, where we share, where we trust. Yeah, that's love. And then it's being expressed in all that we do, all around about us. So when we engage in what we call projects, we already trust one another. Yeah, big things. But when we don't make moves to come together in that manner, we have accepted servitude, slavery. And it's not going to change, because we have to change that situation. We have to. It's a short way of doing that. It's just to look at Africa. Yeah. 52. Just look at Africa. And visit Africa. And taste Africa. And learn Africa. And learn language. Explore high morality. We're being fooled and hoodwinked. But yet still we live among Europeans, and we see a set of Europeans, them leave here, Europe, and go Palestine. But them had a desire. And even though them get all this money, them use the money to build. All we have to do is to go home. So it's to ask ourselves a question. How is it that that never happened to us? Because our slave masters never cared. That's why they were our masters. And they don't want us to be intellectually, mentally free. They don't. They have a fear, to me, of us. That's why it's full time now for us to disengage with them. Because that fear that they have of us, they use it to suppress us. Yes. Because all them can see is nightmares if we are free. Mentally free. Spiritually free. Because they are the ones that brutalize us, you know. Have brutalized us. So if we disconnect and leave them, that means that we can be free. Mentally free and spiritually free. We won't have to dwell on them and think about them. The earth is big, huge, and God is greater than great. So if it's man, if it's God we fear and God we love, will I work with God? But if it's man that we fear, a man that we're trying to impress, the appearance is not good. Individual people, what them say? Them have a car, BMW, or them have a Mercedes, or them have a Jaguar, or them have a Rolls Royce. Or sometimes this, or some live uptown. That not cut it. That's the hustling ability. That's why it's so easy for us to nag one another, you know, and get vexed at certain intervals, and then get mad, and then we take each other's life. Can't you see it? It has nothing to do with God. It has to do with lust and desires and following a trend, and also trying to set trend to be important. Ignorance. Ignorance. We're not poor. And we are very resourceful. Very resourceful. But we don't pride ourselves. With them nice, eh? So things and times I say all of that to say, to appreciate is great. And to show social love, community love is great, would be great. And we have all these mottos, you know, each one teach one, rare, and so forth. We have all of them things there. We say these things. So in England, we need institutions. We need an infrastructure of our own in England. Yes. And we need to look and ask ourselves some serious questions. How are we going to approach Charles? Because after Charles, after him son. Yeah. So, it's what we are going to be dealing with. And true, we not look down the road to think that what we do today and we're gone would be left to our children and children's children to inhabit, to inherit. We have to start thinking. We have to come together and start working and accept death. I tell you, we have to accept it because we will all die. Why am I saying that now? Because if we prepare ourselves properly, that they will be continued. Huh? And when I just work with myself, I work for other people, our family and others. President and a prime minister, and even this queen. It's not about herself, you know. It's a legacy. It's a continuing. It's not a shortcut. You understand? That's why them build an institution in a that. So it can be maintained. So right now, Charles been waiting long. And Charles will be the next one up, and right behind him, after him son. And our generations and the African population is young. What knowledge base? Has and will be having, so that our children won't be servitude and our grandchildren servitude are followers of mysticisms. If we are genuine African peoples, see, that's why we need to know African culture and African history. So we can know African proverbs and African modality. Because if we don't, all we know is theological education. Because all of us, not one, all of us are educated in institution and social education by the Europeans, by the British, by the Americans, by the Canadians. Yes. So if we're blind to that, that means that we're nonsensical. You see? Can be maintained. But taste in Africa needs to be encouraged. Learning, speaking, and developing its morality, understanding is a must. Because all we know is theological education. We know all about British history. We know all about this Jesus Christ and others. It hasn't benefited us. Because knowing all of that and racism still kick we in our faces. And then our children, and then in the cemetery. It hasn't done anything for us. But we know how to survive, and we have survived in and among them. Not around, among them. Because we have skills and we have talent. We have capabilities, but we don't, we're not being exercising our true potential. Because we don't reason with ourselves until our back's against the wall. Hey, that tune that wicked, that tune that nice. Yeah. Yo, Mr. Broomfield. Yeah, pay me for play the tune, I tell you. You see. So it's the art of progression. And knowing the power of togetherness. Because it's a full time now that we control our voting power. Yes. Right now when we look on my area and look at the candidates out there that put themselves forward, a whole heap of Ahmeds and Muhammad and Abdullahs, I tell you, and then people come here after us. And they're not the children of the slaves. They're coming out of Africa, East Africa, Somalia, and these places. And they're not joking. Because they understand community already. It's we who fail to understand and acknowledge, like, what is the structure of a community? What? That's the problem. Because we've been educated by the same people, so we don't care to do these things. We feel so that a lot of black people, Caribbean folks, they strongly feel that they're British. So that's why them sit back and do nothing. And until the police or something happen, they're British. When I taught the one that born here, the one that born here much worse. I tell you, them tough. We taught the one that's Caribbean. Them see England as the mother country. They don't have no thought of Africa. And I tell you, Africa, as far as them concerned, is a place of poverty. Huh? People who are not civilized. Africa, them know that they don't even relate to that as Africa. It's Egypt. It's Egypt. To the pyramids and Tutankhamun, and that's all them know. And I tell you, the greater portion of our people, the pyramids, that guy, Moses, yeah, Charlton Heston, done. And if them put the Bible on TV right now, the movie, black people there, silence. Understand? And the last week it was on these freebie channels. That is Hugh Brinner and these people, and Charlton Heston. You know? Yeah. And then we have a piece of fiction by the brother that made the movie about Kunta Kinte. Huh? Yeah, Roots. Alex Haley. And then we wait for Spike Lee, and Spike Lee I deal with Malcolm and nothing to do with Africa. So you see where we are? joke, man. Tell our young people them somewhere right now. They're going to tell you about football and Diana and her children and the next king. Yeah. So whose for fault is that? That's our fault. No education, no schools, no nurseries. Not a school, you know. Joke, man. And we have money. We do have money. We're well resourced. But we're not organized. And we don't see to develop anything. Because we just consume and we see other people as the developers. And we feel so that everything that God has given us is difficult to deal with. Because that's how they taught us. So we're not creative in those areas. We're very creative in music. Yes. Get a piece of stick and some strings and some electrics and everything. We'll make that work, make it talk. Soon from now, we're going to make them walk. Yes. But the secret of all of that is every human being can do that. Every culture can do that. It's not exclusive music among one set of people. Every human being on this earth have his own music dissertation. Every culture of people, race, creed of people, human beings on this earth. Yes, them have it. So it's not exclusive. So why we just dead there? Because we were made slaves. And creativity and education is what we didn't get within ourselves. What was given unto us is what we have made use of. To do what? Buy some chips, buy some beans, pay some rent, pay some rates. That's why at some points we get frustrated and try to do other things to look better. Because we see other people that have things that we don't have. And we want some of them something there. See? And it gets us into trouble. Because why? All those things, you need money. Money is the key factor there. So now here come vices. Vices now takes us way away from the morality. And it's not that it's about making us survive, you know. It's a loss to our eyes, looking at what other people have. And those people that don't look like us. And then the TV show you a different world view. And then we become attracted to that. Then we start imagining and viewing things. Whether we're there in the church or the mass, we're humans, it happens. Not contented. So the people them know how them set we. That's why they can go to the islands them that we keep up and play their golf, get clean food, clean air, beautiful beaches, because we're maintaining the space for them. So they're holiday resorts. That's it. It seems that we haven't clocked. And the most intelligent ones of us go and get the jobs as politicians. And don't transform the places them to benefit the general population. It's just ourselves and our friend. And the governor generals all come from England, representing England. Now you have Asians, in some big positions across those islands. Yes. Because there are vacancies. It's not their fault. There are vacancies. Supermarket, agriculture space, shopping businesses. And them do that, we just there. Hey, I tell you, man. I'm telling you. I saw me start with the reggae first, because the reggae now is owned by Caucasians. They might collect all the royalties, and these are young people. Children of the older ones that was listening and watching and peeping and sneaking around, trying to understand how the hell they make that sound. What them do to make that sound? Now them come and distort our minds and change our sound. So we're talking about underneath a girl and what should be done to the girl, and then what should be done to the guy with something called gun. And some show how much money them can have. And play around with the money so it come like money is nothing. Follow them and you can have so much money. You can even burn it, light a note, and light a cigar with a note. You know that impression? You know that impression? A serious impression, And you find us doing that rubbish, and then another lot taking drink and just throwing it on the floor. Or them throw it on top of a girl. Yes. What is that projecting? No values. And me, I said that. No values whatsoever. And an image saying easy come, easy go. But yet still, there's some of us is saying, it will redeem everybody. Yeah. And the list goes on. And the same white people that give with Jesus and all of these things, they don't say these things, And them now wait for none of them something there. So how the hell are we so stupid? Them give us something, or let us have access to something, and taught us how to teach ourselves this something in a particular manner, in a particular way, and then I do it themselves. And all of the church, we control them now, we have filled them out. A strange thing, Gosh, man. We're filling them out. We don't even take the school and say, yo, here what? We want to teach our children. No, we're going to talk Jesus Christ. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we need education. We need education to teach ourselves. We need to love ourselves. We need to write our history. We need to tell our stories. We need to present our allegories ourselves. We need to commemorate our own folks. So they will go to church, and there will be churches be open, and there will be so much prayers and readings and all kind of thing will happen for Queen Elizabeth. And there will be so much readings going through the years. And a documentary is already made, and one is not yet finished, because this is historical. And Ethiopia will be seen, and the Caribbean islands will be seen through her growth. Through her growth. Yeah. Where are we? I tell you. Mystic. Come again, my brother. All that they have done to us, have any one of them been arrested and taken to the Hague or the World Court or the United Nations and charged for crimes against humanity? Not one. So you see that we're insignificant, and it's for we to make ourselves significant, knowing that we are. But in the scheme of things, racism on the stage is big, it's huge. It's huge. So all that grinning and bearing nonsense is nonsense. We're not regarded. We're disregarded. We're not regarded. Totally disregarded. Any fool who thinks different, I said fool, for them get fooled. Other than that, the fool. Because them just disregard us. Just disregard us. We not ask them for love us, but them just and what are we doing about it? Yeah? When them disregard us like that. And we still push ourselves up in them like that. Yeah? Foolishness. We're fools. We're being very, very silly. Yo, Hugh Brown, where you say, man? Come again, come.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for I and his brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity of love. Anyway, 1, 2, or 3 of us gather together, gotta make love and make no war. Love is lovely and war is very ugly, so gotta make love. Ain't no bother with no one, so make we give thanks and praise unto Jah. So make we give thanks and praise unto Jah.
And you see the conditions of our islands? And the amount of poverty in these islands that don't have millions of population. And then you have all Europe with these football teams, 100 and somebody thousand going to watch a match. Them clean up the place, fix up the thing and everything. Huh? After the match done, you know. And we have people that live in poverty from when? 1920. You understand? And all them something there. And then we have the white hopes, them leave their place and go down there, sir, in some nice, prestigious areas, luxurious areas of the islands that none of us can go. And them occupy that probably 2 or 3 times a year, even 4. Or any time they want. A different form of slavery, you know? Because it's master and servant. Yes, and the rest of the people, them, are spectators. And those spectators, them get job. The outfit, that particular hotel, or beach. You think a joke. It's a serious thing. I mean a smoke.
Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord.
And that's what them do all the while.
Lieutenant Stitchy and Phantom. Oh, in a nothing with no wicked hard people. Good over evil we promote.
You see what I'm telling you? Stop it.
Sure. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know.
And then them have the cheek to tell people, say, you cannot go to this beach. No. Tell you.
You never know what's the chico so then. And the devil send you come here so me can tell. In your factory features like no matter Jezebel. Lyrics you get full of water to like my cartel. I go and rebuke you and send you back to the pit of hell. Mister you coming no cologne from a bound and mile. The big bump in your only book like a scud missile and push out like a ripe banana with spoil. If you a big man but you're big baby just a child. I took your finger around the waist, you not be still a coil. You could have ball like water long like river Nile. You can't fool me, you a demon, you got dead in a style. Sounds a chopping on your face like terrors and
And with grandfather and grandmother, them was warriors, you know. Them never bow down to nobody. Yeah.
Lord of mercy, come on, away. See, you can't blame the youth if them go take up them gun. No way.
See, and then you have a system that's been mobilized and taught by England and America on how to corrupt our children, our young people, you know, that not getting a real education, you know, not tough education because them family and the money. You understand? And them there. So what them do? Them teach them criminality. And the smartest of the smartest, them allow them to have some gun with ammunition. You think so lie me I tell? All the backside guns can come in the island and them can get a rotted barrel with some clothes and some cloth booty, but them can get gun and bullet. Come on, man. Somebody needs to be goddamn sensible about this whole thing. And on the same side, we can't even get 2 or 3 barrels of ganja and ship it out. But long time ago, I could have. And now it gone legal, I can't get nothing done. Yeah, joke, man. The man, them get the latest guns and a lot of ammunition. Yeah. And then one preacher boy come from Canada now, America via Canada, and teach people all kind of nonsense and everything, and get people, show people to kill one every square miles we have a church. Some preacher, somewhat pastor. Luciano, time is the master. Hey, it can be disastrous. disastrous too.
Life gets so hard at times, and I don't know where to go.
Sure, Africa.
Sometimes I feel like giving up, but God knows I keep trying my very best, trying to find a peace of mind. I see time is the master,
And it can be disastrous too.
has no measure, and God just take it one day at a time. Soon I leave my troubles behind. Maybe I'm just a dreamer.
I am not dreaming. It's a reality. You just have to be factual and get on the skates, you know what I mean, and do what you have to do. Yeah.
Oh, them man, tell them to go easy, man. Cause I'm little young, but don't know stamp. Them don't know stamp. Them don't know stamp. Cause I'm little young, but don't know stamp. Them don't know stamp. Them don't know stamp. I talk about a shot of them. Man, I go beat and batter them.
See? And that them create, you know what I mean, them kind of madness and everything. And then before you know it, we're gone somewhere. Huh? And then it's not where we want to be. Yo, Chesley, what happened? Them no want to know it, you know. What is happening? Let me get this gremlin from.
Bad-minded people. Bad-minded people. Now watch them cause I saw them.
Yo, where me get this gremlin from?
Jupiter. How the devil them address in here?
See?
How are this?
Hey, Chesley.
March, till we get justice. March, unity make us strong, strong, strong. Why should we be silent while we are being down pressed? We must rise up on our feet and protest. March, 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 march. Resist injustice. March. Beatings and tear gas, rubber bullets and tasers, water cannon. Still we are gala. We'll be chanting right to the end. March, march, march. Resist injustice. March. Oh, this burden my ancestors carry, hoping to turn a new page in our story. Still we struggle, blood, sweat and sorrow. Will our children fight the same battle tomorrow? We must overcome to the powers of the Most High for the betterment of the children. March, march, till we get justice. March, march, march. Resist injustice. March, march.
Yes, Chesley.
mirror of my eyes, I can see people crying, keep the pressure down. And there stood before me someone preaching, let us change this world from its shames and distress down. Whoa, you gotta keep it down. And there stood before me someone preaching, let us change this world from its shames and distress. Let us build a unity to save this world and its falling rain. You gotta keep the pressure down. Whoa, you gotta keep it down, down. Ooh. Through the mirror of my eyes, I can see people crying, people dying, people need to be loved. People moving up and down through the busy streets downtown. Some are begging, some are buying, some are crying. Keep the pressure down. And there stood before me someone preaching, let us change this world from its shames and distress. Let us build a unity to save this world and its falling rain. Keep the pressure down. Whoa, you gotta keep it down. It's shame unity to save this world and its falling rain. You gotta keep the pressure down. Whoa, you gotta keep it down, down. Ooh.
Yes. Once you change our condition. And one of them things, as far as I'm concerned, is that we need moral excellence. Yes. I mean, don't let people come and just trick we with certain things and then we just do things according to them. We need certain moral standing. And then we're good. So we don't know what take place anyway. Some things just happening. Program. Some things happening.
The road is so foggy, foggy. The road is so foggy, foggy. My way is long, but the road is foggy, foggy.
Guidance.
My way is long, so long, but the road is foggy, foggy.